to come over this shelf of the green section that we're in. You see this? Boom. Up here we go. So now this becomes our area between the purple, the red, but we're in the green. And then you see this? This is the long term. So there's potential for March to dip down a little bit down to here, which is 42.5 area, and then come up. So that's why we got to watch this level right here. So what I'm trying to say is here's where we have come out of, and here's where we're zooming. So we're getting into this channel with hopefully a potential to stay above the white line and up the yellow. There you go. This is what it looks like on the 2-day. I'm gonna fix it so you can see the candles, but see, as I move this chart, you see how your perspective changes. This is the triangle that we're in.
I think I'm getting a flashback. I'm looking at your chart, but
I'm sorry.
oh no, it's like a flashback LSD.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on drugs looking at your chart. It's good though. Keep it going.
Well, I certainly don't want anybody to feel like they're taking drugs.
No, I'm only joking. It feels like I'm at a rave.
Okay, so when I put the candles on here, you're gonna see. I know there's a lot of stuff. You just have to just hang on. Sometimes
It's good. I'm just doing some deep breathing.
is that a disc? Okay, check these candles out now. Okay,
her arrow.
Look at this. Here's, oh, let me turn them on again.
Or her mouse, I mean. Follow her mouse.
Here's where we dipped, right here. See this?
What time frame candles are you using?
Okay, I'm on the 2-day right now, but I just want you to see, because when you look at it on the lower time frames, you get the perspective. This is why looking at this like this is so important, because here's the blue arrow that I was just showing you. Okay, here's where we are potentially going to go to 46.8, right? Here's the red line that we're going to try to cross to 47. So this is the big green triangle that we're entering into, and we've got this blue gap right here. So watch this. So this is the candle that we're on. We need to finish that candle. This is a 2-day, and we're coming down here like this. So you see why there's a potential to drop down to where this white arrow is. If I spread this out more,
You could design video games, BJ.
Are we
Okay.
rich yet?
Like I don't
I'm,
know what this is,
I'm
but I would play it. I don't even play video games, but I would play this. This is cool.
okay. So here's the 2 day. Here's where we are, right? We're moving up to here. We're coming down from this. Just use this white line as a reference, right?
I'm following with you.
Okay. So now I'm gonna change this from the 2 day to a lower time frame, and you'll see what I mean. That we're coming down this channel, and we're trying to move here like this. All right. So here we go. Here's the 4 hour. See it? Those little arrows that I was showing you on the 2 day going up vertically. Now you see it horizontally. You see how we're just in the midst. Here's this 4 hour candle here. Here's the new one starting right there. So this is going to pop up, but it's going to take a little time. So we're in this channel. Now I'm going to spread this out and you'll see. You see this? So here's the 15-minute. So it's going to take a little time. Here's the 1 hour.
Now I see your candles.
Yep, right here.
I'm like looking for runs of candles. Those are just
Okay,
like
well, I'll show you runs of candles, but
no.
it's
Now I see them. I see.
okay.
Well, I see those. Yeah,
All
but
right,
I've
so
been
watch
following.
these 2 lines here. You see that? Here's the structure coming up. I'll put it on. You see the black coming through
Yeah.
right here?
Yeah.
That's the 50 EMA on the 1 hour chart
Gotcha.
right here. So here's the face of the 1 hour. And so we're pushing up like this. And this is why I say you have a potential to come back, because this 1 hour 50, if the other time frames here, they're way up here, right? Remember that 4 hour was sliding right through these arrows?
Okay.
Okay, so if the smaller time frames start dumping, okay, and start turning down, there
Yeah.
the 50, yeah, it's puts it on this side,
The
which
high
makes
target's out of the question.
right. So that makes the potential for the 1 hour to the 4 hour. That's why we have trouble with the 1 hour and the 4 hour, because by the time they're coming up and doing this, then it gives time for the vertical candles to sweep them. That's why we get those sweeps. So we're
There's a
coming
lot of
up.
liquidity. There's a lot
Yeah,
of liquidity built up underneath this, like
but this
tons.
is hugely bullish. When we cross this red line, okay, we've got most of the time frames up over this. So this is why we have potential new support right here.
That's like your bearish case scenario.
Yeah, this is bearish, but right here is the bullish. So most of the time frames will get up over here, we'll get into the red. And so then the bottom becomes right here. If you see, so here's the 1 hour coming up.
Okay. So
Over here.
is this like a multi-time frame setup?
Yeah,
Where you,
yeah.
I got you. Now that makes sense.
Well, she's showing you what the other time frame EMAs are doing on these smaller time frames. Like the macro are these arrows, these big arrows you're seeing, and then she's showing you on smaller time frames what those big arrows are doing. Those are the EMAs on those macro time frames, and that's why things like hit their head or fall down and catch a bounce, because the macro EMAs are there.
Yeah, yeah, I did not know what was going on with the chart until she cleared that up a little bit.
Okay, so you can see here's the 30-minute. You see how we failed here? So we're not going up this route. That's why
Yeah, we got a little pullback. We didn't even test it.
right here. Okay, we felt now, so now we're here, but
Gotcha.
now we just have to break this little resistance here on the 30-minute. But the 4-hour is still in the middle of here. So let me put that back on.
Yeah, it's about knowing how to read your charts, but once you explain it, it's like it starts, clearing up like a day.
So these are the 4-hour candles coming up here. You see this? So
Yeah.
we're going to try to break the resistance here.
Right, push for that
There's
red
still
line.
time now to push through the over 47.1, but likely that this 4-hour can drop down to this right here at 45.690, 45.7, and catch that, and then still be coming up here, because when you see the daily, here's the daily all filled up. So if the daily can close, if we wick up all the way up to here, if the daily can close right there.
You talking about the daily closing tomorrow or later today? Gotcha.
Right at the 7 o'clock. Okay, so then now here's where you can see that candle right here. So then, and then we got Monday. So this is Saturday. Okay, this is Friday's candle. Here's the space for Saturday's candle, and then here's Sunday's candle. So then you remember what I was talking about with the 2-day. So here's the 2-day, February 8th. Here's the space for Saturday, the February 10th. And then you can see that there's still this room to come to slip down.
So are you familiar with trading like the 3 white crows or whatever you call it? The 3 white soldiers?
Well, I've heard of the 3 white soldiers, yeah. But see, looking here, go ahead.
That's is that a pattern that we're looking at right there? 3 uptrending day candles?
Possibly. I'll put the 3-day on.
Okay, yeah, no, but on the daily, it's like 3 daily.
Let's see.
White soldiers.
Yeah, 1, boom, boom. There they are.
I guess depending on how we finish Friday. It's not 3 yet.
Right.
But yeah, I've seen very little signs to expect reversal from here. More signs that indicate continuation up.
Mm-hmm. So you can see that here on the daily, the 5, it's 5 EMA is right here in support of the candle for the day. See that? It's this little, when I say see that, I'm used to looking at it.
The little
Okay,
blue
you'll see a
line.
tiny, no, it'll be a little yellow line that pops up here. If I can,
Okay.
right there.
I'm looking at this on the phone.
It's
So
very
this is
skinny.
like teeny.
Here, I can do this. All right, so now without my stuff, there's the 5 EMA.
The little yellow line.
Yes. Once that pokes through resistance on the next candle, right there, then we're clear. And
We're pushing up right this second.
yep, yeah. So the resistance on the 4-hour is 46.6.
Yeah, I'm not entering any positions until we have pullbacks. And so I'm sitting on my positions in profit with stop losses. And, I can go to
Yeah.
sleep on it. I can go to sleep on it.
So the potential for a pullback here is like 45.6.
45, 55, 45, 60.
45.6 potentially, and then actually it could, but I doubt. I mean, they could look for liquidity down here, but I doubt. I doubt it. It just seems that we're moving.
Well, this is like, perfect territory for short squeezes.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of liquidity to go after below us, but there's just as much above us.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been killing the bulls for, 2 months now.
I thought I had a deal on here that shows the liquidations or the shorts and longs. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, here and down here. George gave me the name of this indicator that liquidity. Oh shoot. Let's see what it's called. Liquidity swings by Lux Algo. So I've only had it on my chart for a couple days.
Is that everything we're looking at is all in that suite?
No, this is a combination of like 15 things.
Okay, the suite
But
is something specific in that little bundle
yeah,
of.
this Lux Algo liquidity swings is new. I'm not. It seems easy to see.
Right,
But
the red blocks
yeah,
on the green cloud there.
this. Yeah. But Traders Reality is also in here, and they also have these areas, these shaded areas.
Okay, yeah, I've
And
got Traders Reality, but I don't keep it up most of the time. It's like
one thing that is important on these is that because the 50, these bigger MAs are on the underneath of the time frames, that's what allows for these big movements up, because they're all lined up in this particular order. And when you notice from the Bitcoin's big run up in 2020, 2021, when they get lined up in this particular order, it's very bullish.
you're trying to break up out of that Bollinger Band, basically.
Yes. and then you have the 200 underneath, and you also have the 50 underneath, which is, these are the moving average, not the EMAs. And so that gives a lot of fuel for moving up. Okay, is that my signal to exit the stage, I guess
I
so.
think that's your signal. No, that's give it up for BJ. Give it up for you, BJ. Yeah, this is some wicked good charting you're doing.
BJ, you're so funny.
What?
That was a good one. It was a really good, that was good. It was a good, it was very witty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'd keep my charts super simple. Like I rather than like one chart with like tons of indicators, I like to just have one basic kind of indicator that I'm focused with that chart, but I'll have like 6 windows open across 2 monitors, you know, and they're all on Bitcoin. Just each one's a different time frame, so that I can, like, I could put Traders Realities set up in there, probably like, I don't know, maybe on the hourly candles and work it in.
Yeah. So here's
But
the
I
thing,
think,
I don't use them to chart. I it's like they happen to match what I do. It's so I use almost them to see the confluence, if you understand what I mean. Because I don't
yeah,
do my things based on those, but it just so happens that it matches a lot of it.
right. There's like tons of confluence lines just stacking up like a ladder.
I think a lot of those indicators, BJ, must use the MAs to do the calculations. So
They have to.
you've got the raw information. So that's
Are those all MAs or EMAs?
I use
EMA.
both.
But your MAs, your 50 and your 200 are very important, obviously.
Well,
MA.
are you using all MA or all EMA or a mix?
Well, generally, so the 200 and the 50, sorry, BJ, the 200 and the 50 is what institutions trade with. So that gives you market sentiment. But the EMAs will track momentum because they're more
No,
closely.
I mean on BJ's chart, does she have MAs displayed or EMAs?
I both.
So you have it like mixed on the same chart, and you know
Yes.
what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
And you're okay, Fly. But yeah, I use both.
Yeah, that way it gives you sentiment and price action. It's like fast moving action, market sentiment. It gives you so much rich information. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I've got MAs on my 30-minute chart that I keep open all the time, and then I've got MAs on the or EMAs on the 1-minute chart, or the vice versa. But it's like,
I think you can use like Golden Cross and Death Cross for your MA for your market sentiment. You can kind of use that and get away with it, but your 50 and your 200 MA is so different to the EMA, and all the other time frames doesn't really matter.
right? Yeah, I don't look for golden crosses. I just look for. I just make a little rainbow, so I've got a ribbon to keep tabs on.
Yeah.
You know,
So market
bullish
sentiment,
or bearish? Is it bullet? Is it indicating bullish or bearish? Like,
and
I
that's
don't
why
even
all
fuck with. I don't fuck with the golden crosses and death crosses. Like, I'll see them, but they're kind of like insignificant. I mean,
they're kind
they either become significant or they're not, and I just
yeah,
wait to see.
they're kind of built into all the other indicators. Each indicator is sort of built on top of other ones, and they're all very similar.
Yeah, and I think the death crosses and golden crosses mean more with bigger time frames. Weeklies and dailies.
Yeah, because the market sentiment, they're not looking at the daily as the long term investors, that's how the institutions and the bigger funds are trading long term. That's
Right.
right. Yeah, correct. So
Yeah,
they're looking at the daily and the weekly on the 50 and the 200. Yep.
and they're all using MA with that in general.
Correct, yes. But if you're trying to track momentum like a 3 EMA strategy and actually trying to trace the actual price action and trying to get the fast moving and the long term.
That's when EMAs get a
Yeah,
little
correct.
more accurate or whatever.
Well, yeah, because they're accurate and you don't care about market sentiment, you care about price action.
And do they get more accurate the shorter the time frame you go?
Faster moving, yeah. The 5 is called the fast moving, and then
Like
13.
the MA becomes more significant the bigger the time frame, the smaller the time frame. EMAs become more significant.
EMAs follow price. It's legacy. So the 50 and the 200 legacy, but that's just a legacy thing. But when you want to track the momentum, you want to put more priority to the more recent candles, so you're getting more accurate price tracing. And if you're using
Right,
three of
I use EMAs, but then I just started. I put up one chart with MAs. It's like
yeah,
I used MAs for years, and then I switched to EMAs, and like haven't switched back.
yeah,
But it's like I know Golden Crosses. Everybody talks about they're using MAs, and I'm just like, I'm doing Golden Crosses with EMAs.
well, yeah, because it's different. You've got market sentiment tracking and you've got price momentum tracking, like movement tracking. They're different ways of looking at them.
But like on Tame's chart, he's got MAs displayed or EMAs. He's got MAs, right?
Usually, when you see the 200 and the 50, it's an MA. Most of the other ones you see will be
Like
EMA.
I'm talking about on Tame's chart on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, which
That's MAs, not EMAs. Like his yellow line, the 50.
the 50 will be MA most likely. Yeah.
That's what I thought because mine line up similar, but not
But
quite the same.
if you see him with a 5 and a 13 and a 50, it's more likely to be EMA. It depends on the context. If you're just seeing a 200 and a 50,
So that 515 or 51350 strategy is done with EMA,
EMA.
not EMA. Right.
Yeah,
So
you're
that's
pricing. Yeah.
I've got that set up. I've got 513 50 200 800.
Yep. Yep. And then you can have the 50 and the 200 MA on a different chart or different lines on it, but they're different things. Yep.
Yeah, I need to implement them. But I
It
think
is.
really like just on an hourly chart and just have that.
Yeah, on your hourly charts, having your EMAs, it is really it's not really well specified. Sometimes you can't see, but it's the context that you're looking at that you can kind of assume what it is.
Yeah, and it's like for the beginner, it's like you've only got so much bandwidth. You're like, man, just one or the other, please. Like,
Oh, oh. The EMA, the 3 EMA strategy helped me, but it makes sense. It's like you're tracking a car's momentum, a car's velocity, and it's the car's
yeah,
distance.
I pick it up with the just with the candlestick patterns alone pretty well. But the EMAs are like a confirmation. I pretty much trade the candlestick patterns and just keep it simple
I've
as
seen
fuck.
that 5 and 50 on the 4-hour chart when it plays out with the RSIs. It nearly always plays out the big breaks
The
every time.
5 and 50 EMA, or
Yeah, EMA.
when the 5 crosses the 50, is that like
Yeah, from
a super golden
yeah,
cross?
yeah, on a 4-hour chart, and if it's lining up with the 15, then you're pretty much. I've seen it break so many times like that, and even on the 5-minute chart, it's just even better. But they're fairly big breakouts on that 4-hour. Obviously, if the market supports it, but that's where the breakouts happen.
I'll write that down.
Technically, you're supposed to wait for that candle to close so that the 5 EMA is above the 50, and then the candle closes it. And as long as the 5 is still above the 50 on an uptrending market, it doesn't make sense on a sideways market. But if you're expecting some kind of breakout of
Right,
volatility,
it's for like heavy trend trading.
Yeah, it's trend trading. So if it's going sideways, you'll get wrecked because you'll just get stopped in and out, because it'll just be all over the place. Like if it's just a tight range around there, but if it's coiled up to that and then you can see the trend and it's going on an uptrend, your MACD and your RSIs are all placed correctly, that's usually a pretty big breakout. That's what happened here.
Yeah, I trade mostly with RSI. That's like my just wait till overbought, wait till we're oversold. You know.
Yeah, you can do it in the 15 and the 5 for a while, but once the hourlies and the 4 hourly starts kicking in, you'll need to watch those and look for the trend and the bottom really carefully.
Right. I'll just wait for reversal signs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even like stare anymore waiting. It's like, no, like be as relaxed as you want. It might take 4 days.
To areas of support, usually support on the EMAs or the MAs and your larger support areas where you get back in, right?
It depends. I don't even really. I start getting with the EMAs. I pay attention to them, but I try to wait till we, hit a bottom and we're consolidating.
Fibs, check your fibs, back to trend or range. Yeah.
I'm looking for that 50% fib. That's
Yep.
until we get in that zone, I don't even give a shit. I don't care what it looks like. So here I'm in a position or I'm not. If I'm not, just ignoring it until we get down low. And at the moment, I'm in positions. I'm like, I've taken no profit. I just got stop losses in profit. Ready to ride it up another 7%. 48, 49.
Good luck.
I'm not expecting it. I'm just, positioned for that move. If it goes dumping, like I got my stop loss set so I can take a little pullback. But if it really starts to reverse trend here, it's going to hit all my stop losses and clock me at more than half of my profit I'm sitting on. I got all my stop losses moved up to about, 3/4 of my profit, 2/3 of it.
It's hard when you're up there where to go. You can just take it all now and walk away.
You know what? I've done it too many times and then gave it back to the market later. And so many times in hindsight, I would have been better if I had just not made any move at all and held it for 5 more days, 6 more, 7 more days, whatever it was.
Yeah,
I did that a lot. And so now I'm like trying to hold winning positions as long as I can hold them and just keep moving the stop loss up.
good.
That's going to like revolutionize, like I've used stop losses a bunch, but I haven't used them religiously. And it's time to do that because, no more round trips. How'd you do on that render play?
I can't remember. There was many. I had so many.
You were up like a couple $1,000%. I didn't know if you were gonna take profits.
I took profit on that, but I wrecked myself just before this pump. So,
like right at the end.
just about a second before this thing absolutely ripped, I doubled down, and then Bitcoin dropped like $300 in a flash, and then it ripped, and that liquidated.
It does that like a scientist. You're like a lab monkey that's just stretched open. Like, oh no, and they're like peeling your belly open.
I had not much on it, but I'd been tracing Bitcoin about $200, my liquidation below it for days. And so I had a fairly large position. And then as it came into there, I saw it and I doubled down and I was up like 200% in the blink of an eye. And then I was liquidated and then the thing just rocketed off. I was like, oh man.
No, yeah. That's what it's good for. That's like I got all my stop losses set way down. I'm up like my average. I'm up like 700% on average. I got like 22 positions open.
That was me revenge trading, because I already been licked a week or two before, and I was trying to build myself back up. In fact, I've been licked all year since New Year's Day, man. This market, we were up at
Uh,
49. Uh,
it's been a it's been a brutal year. It's been a good year, but it's been savage. Like
I
the
missed.
price action that's gone on in the last 15 months has been really
I,
savage. Like
I'm not one to complain, and I'm okay. But I missed the bottom on this down many, many times, front running it like within minutes and hours, and it's just like, it's very tough. They're very smart.
man, that's as long as you can stay in the game, you're good. Like when you're putting yourself to where you're like knocked out, like straight getting cooked. And then you're like sitting there with like no eggs right when the fire takes off.
That's all right. There's always another train.
Well, that's the lesson you want to learn until you've learned it enough.
The thing is, the upside's so profitable in crypto on high leverage. It's insane.
That's the
The
thing,
upside.
but the you always roll back to the fact that if you can't hang on to the shit, what the fuck good is it? It's like you gotta learn how to not give it all back to the market.
Yeah, but you need to find a bottom or an inflection point in a trade.
Well,
That's what. All right. You're
you
looking for
know
a
you
bottom or a
just
point
gotta
of
be
inflection.
responsible. If you turned yeah, I
I
don't
agree
know.
with you.
I,
What's up,
I,
guys?
yeah, how you doing?
I agree with you, Fly. But every time I try to get at the bottom, it just fucking goes down just a little past my liquidation. I get fucking liquidated.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't.
Well, but just think of it this way: what if you had your position half the size?
I would be earning nothing anyway. It'd be half of nothings, two nothings and nothing, man.
All those positions that you got liquidated that were just like you were so close, like literally, they'll go down to your liquidation point, zap you, and then that's it, and you'll watch them go upwards for 9 days
Yeah,
straight after that, and you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
that always happens to me, brother.
It's
Always. It's like,
surgical. It's surgical, and it's so basically you got to like trade, or you don't got to, but like the responsible way to trade is where you're not like no risk of that happening. Meaning like you want to have your liquidation point way down there. Cut your position size down in half.
yeah, but
Or
then you just like, why even
drop
play liquidation at that point if you're not gonna, I'm not saying go
well because
100x or 50x, but I'm saying even like 10 to 20x. I like to play between those ranges.
Yeah.
well whatever it is, like whatever you're doing wrong, if you just chop your position size in half and keep trying to figure out your technique, you'll
I
be
don't. I don't ever
you'll be
do anything
saving
wrong.
yourself.
My correctness and the market direction are not correlated. The market going up or down doesn't determine my correctness. I was right, but I was right a few seconds
Yeah,
too early.
getting liquidated. Yeah,
I
if
agree
you got
with
a
you,
reason
Fly.
for it. Typically,
I don't
for
believe
me,
it, man.
because
That's what they want.
I was too over leveraged. I just had I built my position sized up too much. Didn't have enough in the tank to cover the margin, and just got myself where I was like, with my throat on the chopping block. And they're like, "All right, we're gonna take your blood," and I'm like, "I only got a pint left. Go ahead."
Yep.
But if I had just not opened that position as to $67 and just kept it at like $6 or $7 like the other 10 positions I had, which weren't threatening everything. Like they were all down the same, but one of them would be like 10 times the size of my other positions, threaten the whole bunch. So that's just what I've like rearranged, is like cut the position size down. It increases my win rate.
Yeah,
I
I do the
agree.
same scalping. I get 10, 20 trades in a row, scalp, 300x my bag, and then I'm tired. I'm done, and I'm like, all right. And then I find a position and over leverage.
That
Right
happens a lot more.
at the end of a good run, you're like, when you should just be like, going to bed or whatever, you're all like, oh, look at this last trade. One more trade for the day. And you just wreck yourself.
So, boys, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? Are we going up back to like 50K? Oh, sorry, like 50 something, and then are we coming back down? Or what do you guys
I
think is
don't.
going on?
I don't know. I'm short Bitcoin and long Doge.
Oh,
Um,
shit, bro.
I think what we're actually going to do is range some. We're going to be somewhere between 42 and 49. That's the best I know at the moment. Before the end of the month, we'll be below 48. That's all I know.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get up to like 48. Like we might actually break that 48,900 from last time, and then go to 50. But then we'll liquidate everyone up there, and then we'll come fucking shooting down.
To 40.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, to like 40. Yeah.
If
we've
we
been
make it
going after liquidating shorts. So far, we haven't turned it on the bulls yet. As long as it keeps going after bears.
Well, Binance will get like I forget what I was reading, but like $1 billion if they can get it to 50K. I mean, all these
Well,
fucking
they've been
exchanges are
they've
just
been they've
waiting.
been eating shorts for like a few
Yeah,
like a bit now, and if they keep it up, and it's actually like a little trend, short last or whatever. That's tasty.
there's a lot of money on the table right now.
oh yeah,
So
oh yeah. I agree
money
with
on
you, Fly.
the table. Someone's going to take it. So it's either it's for me it's 50-50 at the moment. We'll come. I don't know, man. It's looking very bullish, but
A
yeah,
lot of stuff is saying it should go up, but it's just like sometimes it's too good to be true. Like I feel like these exchanges are just playing everyone. They're gonna get it to 50, liquidate all the shorts up there, and then it's gonna come back down to like 40, 41, 42, maybe 38 between that range.
I could see it going sideways for a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, I don't see exactly. I agree with you, Doctor, on that, Doctor Smalls. But I think it's going to go up a little bit, touch 50 maybe, and then come back down and go sideways. And then two,
I
3 months
yeah,
after halving, it's going to start going up. Really,
it's hard to say, and it'll tell us day by day. But yeah, I mean, I could see this just flagging sideways for like through into April,
when you say sideways, give me a range. What do you mean? What like price range are
like
you
a
going?
range between 50K and 38K.
I'm
Oh,
thinking
damn,
a
that's
range.
huge.
Thinking it between 43,500 and 44,800 ish range. The higher 44s, it could
But
start ranging
but
there after
but
some pullback.
but you're not
After a
saying till
pump.
April.
Well, I don't know until I think from what we've heard in the halving that end of this month into the next month should be pretty bullish next month. But usually that first week,
Was the halving in coming in April,
yeah,
April
beginning of
17th,
May?
April 17th to April 20th is what the prediction says on the calendar.
420 is always, or not always, often a good catalyst date. So you should.
I feel like some of this crypto shit is made to be around like 69 and 420s and shit like that.
Well,
I
you
love it
know
though.
what? Because people have that in their attention span, it manifests routinely. That's just like how humans work. And like our generation is like, hip with it. People that
I
don't
agree.
even smoke are like, no, they just know 420. It's like a meme. It's like a expression.
It's a golden number.
I think we're going to be at 41,000 by the end of the month.
Ooh, what's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? Finally got a dose of my blueberry haze over here, so I'm ready to conversate.
that's what it's about.
Ultimate cat piss.
Now we can speak. I
That's
needed a
funny.
little bit. I needed a little bit after that little conversation we all had.
So boys, what do you guys usually play leverage? You guys play like what between like I don't go. I play between 15 to 20 usually. What's
So
my
I
golden?
I stick to 50, and there's a main reason is because most of the coins have that leverage, so I can have all my positions the exact same. Some only go up to 50.
You
Some
play
only go to
you play
75.
isolated?
No, I do cross margin, but so at 50x leverage, like if I had $100 in there, I could put $2 into trades and be liquidation proof to zero. If I bump it up to 4%, $4, I'm liquidation down proof down to 50% drop. Bump it up to $8, 8% of 100, and you can do 50x down to a 25% drop every coin. That means
Okay,
that if they all went down 15% and one coin could go all the way to zero,
I see. But then
but if
you're
they were,
also waiting for a golden gold, like you're waiting for one of those god candles, right? Because that
no,
bitch.
not even because I'm trying to start with like 2 or 3%, 4%, you know, in positions, and I'm not picking one
What are
god
you doing,
candle.
bro? You in any positions?
I'm picking 10 or 15 positions.
I see. I see. Gotcha. No, I'm just confirming I'm trying to understand. That's a good strategy, brother.
Yeah, it's the shotgun approach. I got 9 shotguns aimed at 9 coins, and wow, they're little BBs, little bags on 9 coins. And then once they get into profit, I'll move my stop losses well into profit, and I can open 9 more because the margin's now able to be used on 9 new positions.
May I ask you one question? And this is just out of curiosity, brother. How much is like, so if you like, let's just say you're playing a 50x on like $2, what's the max profit you
So
see?
so you're doing $2 spread across 10 coins. So you're doing like 20-cent positions on or whatever it is, if you had $1,000 in there, you're trying to, build 2%, $20, $30, 10 coins, that's like $2 a coin. With $100, it'd be like 20 cents a coin for 10 coins. And now you're liquidation proof on all of those because altogether you're at 2%. You can go to zero.
What's the biggest game you've seen out of curiosity?
You said game or gain?
Game.
Percentage wise or capital wise?
Well, I'm just wondering with that capital amount, if you're putting in like a couple, $2 to $3, or like how much is the maximum game you've seen?
No, so like if you were to, attempt like test this out with $100, uh and you put wait for a dip, be patient and to get a good entry. Like I got entries 2 3 days ago. That's when I like started all my longs, like perfect entries, caught all this shit we're on right now, right before it happened. It was like, but that's all I do. I scalp in and out, and I'm usually holding positions for 6 7 hours before I'm like taking profit. Let's just close this, or I set stop losses. That's what I'm like evolving to now, so that I can. But a lot of times I don't want to hit the stop loss. I don't want to get 50% of my profit. I want to get all of it. So I'll sell when I see reversal signs, and I just haven't seen any yet. But
Gotcha,
so I had
gotcha.
my initial 10 positions, and once they were all up, 100% or better, and I'm at 50x leverage. So once they've moved up 2 or 3%, yeah, I moved the stop loss up to protect a third of that profit, and now I can open 9 more shotguns aimed at 9 other coins, and I wait for a pullback. So over the first 12 hours, I'll build up. Start with 8 or 9 coins, and then get 8 or 9 more, maybe 12, 13 more. It's, it's flexible, whatever coin. And then you have a hit list, your Mina, AVAX, PRB, XRP, ADA, ARB. You have your own personal hit list of like, 40, 50 coins basically. So that on any pullback, 4 or 5 of them or more are in good buying positions. And so then, yeah, you'd have 10 positions, 20 cents each with like $100 a margin, and you'd be liquidation proof. If you start building those positions up, well, you can do it and get them up too big and not be liquidation proof anymore. As long as you keep your total, under like 5 or 6%, your liquidation safe down to like, God candles that are red.
I see, brother.
It's basically, like I mean, it's it's the exact same strategy that you're doing, Fly. I realized, like, we were developing the exact same strategy, just from like two different,
Correct.
experiences. Like, I heard you talking about your strategy, and I'm like, oh, it's the same shit I'm doing.
Exactly what I'm doing. But sometimes I'm greedy. Sometimes I'll play it like that, and then sometimes I'm like
I've
100x
done it.
leverage.
I've done it greedy too many times, and
Nah, 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 nah,
taxed,
nah.
gotten taxed
Not
for it.
enough. you
Well,
got
you got to be greedy in the right way. When
you
you're
have
too greedy,
2K on there at 100x. That's like $200,000 position, and it moves up 10, 15, 20%. You're like, sick.
yeah.
Yo, you're
That
that's
pays.
you're popping bottles, bro.
It pays for 6 months of bottles,
But
but yeah,
but
you
I'm
should
saying,
save that for three
get a
years. But
be patient, get a good entry on that, and
you'll
then
be dead. I'll
hold
be
it for
dead.
hold it for 3 weeks.
D Block said I got to pay myself, and I don't want to be paid $100 a month. What,
That's
10%
true.
a month? I'll be dead, dude. I'm not
D Block's
young.
charging you. D Block's
No, he
charging.
didn't advise me to leverage, by the way. Just make that clear. But he did say you got to pay yourself. And when I was not willing to put more on an exchange or do, I got to earn money to make the game interesting. Otherwise, I'm not even going to sit there.
I
Well,
Like,
agree with you,
so
Fly. I agree with you,
but
Fly. Because
I'm
but
not,
so
I can't play for that, man. I can't, sorry. But if I can't make 30, 40,
you're
50K minimum a year, I'm not even going to play anymore.
no,
I'm gone.
you need, if you're like trying to win at trading, you need to be making at least 80,000 a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Otherwise,
saying.
you're
Otherwise,
not there yet.
yeah.
but
Doesn't mean that you're not doing it right. You're just not there
I
yet.
I want to. I'm still kind of a little confused. I'm not the doctor. His you said you put like $2 to $4 on each play, right? So what's the maximum dollar gain you've seen in one position?
So right now I've got like $800 or and change in my margin, and I've got about 20 positions. Uh, and I've got like maybe $60 in margin in play, $50, let's say, and but I'm up like $400 in profit right now. Is
I
that
see.
right?
Yeah, so like I'm a more of a degen, I guess, because if I'm playing leverage, if I'm going in, because it's such a small bag of mine. I'm talking about less than 5% of what I actually invest in anything. Like I'm just, it's like play money. I might as well go to the casino with that money. Kind of.
My best trade was Doge. So I had like $1,000 in there, and I went from like 7.9 on Doge to 9.2, roughly around there, 9.3. I was holding about $1 million Doge, so I was about 80x leveraged. I made 13K in about
Damn,
30
that's
minutes.
awesome. Dude, my best play was Bonk, and I was up talking to D Block that night. The night that I got listed on Coinbase, I started my position at like I think at like $350 on 20x.
Was
I think
this
that
like 4 or 5 months ago, or like
no,
14
no,
months
like
ago?
just December, like well, mid December. I want to say late December. I got in like early
Mm.
December into Bonk, and then blew up like I think it was like right before Christmas to get Coinbase listed. But I cashed out like maybe like 8-9K on that position, just $300 position.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That was $300 on 100x leverage.
No, 20. I think it was like 20 or 2020 or 25. I can't remember. Between 20 or 25.
Yeah, using 10x and 20x is way more profitable unless you're a really good trader. Like the worse
I
a
just
trader,
100. I just 125x short $100 right now on Bitcoin. Let's see how
you're
this goes.
you're open to high leverage short on Bitcoin.
Yep, right now. $100, 125x short.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Let's see how this works out.
Hey, it's a better spot to open it than been in the
Well, I
last
got the
2 hours.
I got the 15-minute candle that I was looking for. Just
Yo, is
well,
that you
close
sound
enough.
just like D Block, by the way, bro? Is it D Block or am I just making shit
Hell,
up?
hell no. I'm on it. This Los, man.
What's up, Lois? I swear to God, you and D Block, if you guys are talking at the same time, I wouldn't be able to differentiate you.
So if you look at the 5 minute, the candles right now, they both wicked almost exactly the same, but the red one is a little bit higher than the left one on 5 minute. Do you see it? And you see how they opened up exactly evenly, but yet the wick on the red one is just a little tad bit higher than the wick on the left on the 5 minute by $2. And now it's completely submerging the green one, and it's bigger than the green one. So that's the pattern I was looking for. So right now is the point that I 125x $100 on Bitcoin, because I believe that is the point of reversal. So we got the first sign of a reversal when it came up to 46,261 by having the doji at so you had an even candle at 46,128. This was at 12:35 this morning. Then we had a red doji. We had a regular candle with the little tiny wick on the top that looks like a regular candle that's being pushed just a little bit down. So now then we have another doji. Then we had another one of those. I call them like the those Flintstone bones with a little wick on the top, little wick on the bottom, and then the meat in the middle. And then we had the red matching candle with a hammer. So basically, we're putting the brakes as we're going up with the dojis. Once we got up to the top of the reversal, that's when the patterns matched by the candle height, if you noticed. And the top one was a little lower, except it was a top hammer. So when you look at that hammer, and now you're getting nothing but red. You got an upper hammer, you got the lower one, and then that reversal was the second one. When you see the match, which is the last candle that would just appeared at 1:25 in the morning, that's the candle that completed the reversal. So see, the way I chart, that's the way. Like I said, I look at patterns, I look at charts, and I have my super Wheaties already, so I'm able to focus a little better. But yeah, to me,
I like that, Luis. I like that. I like the narrative that you just said about how you see that, bro. I actually I pulled up the 5 and I'm watching it. I see all you said. Makes
yeah.
sense.
So now, as you can see, it's pumping the brakes as it was going up to 46,000. It completed the first reversal sign at 46,261. So once it completed that with the upper hammer, the red one with the long wick down, then I was waiting for that second confirmation. So I had nothing but red. Then I got the red doji. Then that red candle that just happened at 125. Like I said, it completely submerged the green one with the pattern that I was looking for, which is the matching candles. But the red wick, as I said, was a little bit higher. And then if you look at the RSIs, the RSIs is going to show you most likely a divergence there. Let me double check it.
You
But
you
yeah,
look at you have the EMA 7 open, by the way, because that's also showing a downward, like exactly at the earlier point you were talking about with which is what time was that? The Flintstone one at 2:25, I guess.
okay.
RSI started, not RSI, but EMA 7 started coming down too.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't. I wasn't looking at it, but yeah, definitely. I mean, if you see that, I mean, it would make sense. But yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely a reversal. Obviously, not financial advice, but
Yeah, of course, brother.
yeah, I just gotta say it. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no interruptions, brother. I appreciate you giving us some insight, bro. Louis, how low you gonna ride this? You gonna ride this back down to like 45, 900 or 950?
You said Lewis?
I forgot. I didn't know what you said your name was, bro. What was your name? You said this Luis. You said Luis or Lewis? I can't remember.
It was Carlos,
Oh,
but
Carlos. My bad, bro.
don't worry. I won't take it racially.
No, no. But how long? How far are you riding this down for, bro?
I mean, I don't know. I guess it all depends what this pattern comes up to. I probably played this pattern a little too early, but I mean, yeah, it all depends what I start seeing. I mean, I personally, on the long term, I know everybody's gonna start saying something about this, but I I think we're gonna make the same pattern that I explained before on the smaller time frame. I think we're doing it on a bigger time frame.
What, like the 4 hour?
No, the daily. So the daily's playing that same pattern that I was talking about it in the smaller time frames. So I think we're gonna come down, and we're gonna come down to touch the resistance line on, and should I say it, diamond pattern, without getting ridiculed for it. And I think we're gonna be around somewhere around 41,000, which is where the support line is. So between 41 256 all the way even up to, yeah, around, I don't think we'll go under 40,665, but I definitely see us coming up to 41,400 by, I don't want to give you, I'm not going to give you a time frame. I just don't think it ain't going to go much higher, and I think it's going to come down, and it's going to go straight down to 41.4 before it comes back up. I think these next couple of weeks, you're going to find yourselves shorting, longing, shorting, then longing again, and that'll be the long that it's going to rip. Or it can backfire and totally become a bearish diamond, and it can totally dump. So that's what's coming. I believe that the diamond pattern is playing out on a daily. And it's exactly the same pattern that it played out for XRP, same pattern that played out for Matic. I'm up right now. Like I put, let me see, I put on the breakout of the diamond, I put about $500 in. On a 50x long, I'm up 300% on
Let's
Matic.
go.
I put the same pattern on Gala 350x. I'm up 130%. Mind you, my first bag was the XRP. So basically, all of this money that I'm talking about started with $250. So basically, my first pump was on XRP. So once I did my pump on XRP, I was already up about 1,500. Then I took profit, dumped it into the other cryptos like Matic, Gala, Jasmy, XRP. Actually, I jumped on Jasmy right on stream. I think that's the one that everybody was talking about, that everybody got hyped for, because I called it candle for candle. So that's why everybody's calling me in the chat Mr. Diamond, because they keep talking about me calling out diamonds. But I think right now we're going through a bullish run, and it's diamond for diamonds. I mean, I'm seeing diamonds everywhere, man. And I think that's just because we're about to go into a parabolic state, and or a major dump. I mean, but we'll see it. But I think it's the same pattern that's going to keep playing out. So I think if you look at the daily, you're going to see the same pattern that I talked about on the small time frames, and it's the same pattern that I posted on to Discord in the price predictions chart. So if you look on there, you're going to see it. It's the same exact pattern. If you look at it, if you look at the one I posted on Discord and you look at Bitcoin Daily, it is exactly the same pattern. I mean, exactly. So if you just look at that picture, you'll see it. It's exactly the same pattern. So if you look at the daily chart, I think you're going to be surprised to see it, and you're going to be like, "Holy shit, that's a freaking diamond pattern." That's the same, or whatever pattern that you guys want to call it, but that's what it is, and it's the same picture that I put up. So yeah, so like even before, I mean, I'm up what over 100% on XRP. I'm up. Like I said, I just put my short in on Bitcoin. I'm still trying to figure out whether I did it a little too early. I probably should have waited for the confirmation on the daily before I dumped it in. I'll probably go ahead and add more to my bag once the confirmation comes in. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be adding more. If it goes up a little higher, I'll just add more money. I'm just going to keep on defending it. Um, I'm still getting better at time frames. So excuse the time frames, for everybody who'd be listening and everybody who's made comments and didn't you mention the chat, a diamond here, a diamond there. I think that it's because I'm still learning my time frames, and because some people were confused because at times I was talking about Jasmine, at times I was talking about XRP, at times I was talking about Bitcoin, and yeah. So I think if you look at the daily, I think you're going to see is the same pattern. I mean, it looks like exactly like the same pattern. And if you look at the picture, you'll see that I'm right.
Just so I'm just curious, brother. So are you more bullish? You obviously you're in the, are you in the short term? You think it's gonna go more sideways? Is it gonna be a bear, or you think overall you're
I
bullish?
I
I understand.
think that no matter what, whether it's today, tomorrow, next month, next year, I think crypto is here to stay, and I think it's only going to keep growing and growing and growing every single year. That's my definition about crypto. I think it's our future. I think it's our kids' futures. I don't think it's going anywhere, and I think it's like Michael Sayer says, if you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million, then you have already lost. So,
No, I agree with you, bro. Long term, I think I'm bullish. Everyone's bullish, but for the next, I guess.
I'm a digital man. Stop with the criticism already. How am I learning fucking time frames right now? Yo, I just told you, bro. Like I have my ways of learning. I got my ways of doing things. Like, man, stop with the hate already. Like, I'm sick and tired of watching all you guys like hating on each other. Like, man, show some love out here, man. There's people dying every single day. Like, enough of the BS already. Can we all just like do things right here? You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%, bro. 100%.
It's like let's all be, you know what I mean? We should all be one together, man. Everybody, we all have different opinions.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and we all getting on stage trying to give us our opinions, and you know what? Some people want to just sit behind the keyboard and be warriors, and fuck
Yeah,
them, because that's not the
yeah,
narrative. We're not here to give hate out. We're here to help each other out. We're trying to, maybe
yeah.
I'm
That's
missing
why.
something you can give me a little picture of, or some vice versa. You know what I mean, brother?
Yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, listen, man. Obviously, I'm not 100%. I ain't no master. I'm just a man trying to learn shit, and a man trying
Every,
to make money,
everyone's
and a
a,
man.
everyone's a, everyone's a
Yeah,
beginner compared to somebody else, and a lot of us are beginners with different amounts of time under our belt. But bottom line, we treat one another with respect and be laid back. Don't try to push up on nobody. And even like with our own ideas, we can get overboard. You know what I mean? Just like even about haters, people just get wrapped up in that.
hey,
Let
digital.
them,
So you
let
think I
them, let
came
them
in here
hate.
like a
Let
master?
them hate.
Hey, digital man. I'm not here as a master. I never came in here as a master. I saw something. I was passionate enough to want to go ahead and inform you guys to see if anybody else is seeing the same thing that I saw, and then it just took off from there. So hey, if you were here 3 days ago at 6 o'clock in the morning, you would be up 300% too, like Carter was, like other people were when they were watching me and talking to me, and because I was just trying to show people what I thought I was seeing, because it was an amazing thing to see. and it just took off from there. Where everybody's like, well, okay, well, shit, he was right. Okay, but now it's like I was just trying to be helpful. So you know what I'm saying. But you coming at me and you saying all this stuff disrespectfully, and it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm here showing love, man. I'm not here to criticize. I'm not here
That's
to
okay,
try to
but
think that
like
I'm better than
moments
anybody
kind of
else.
like, if you feel like someone's disrespecting you, like, let it go. Brush some dirt off
Yeah,
your
yeah.
shoulders and just
No, yeah,
keep
I
it
get it.
moving.
No, I get it. I'm not, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I don't really care for internet thugs, but you know what I mean?
Man, beat up that phone if you're so tough. Break that phone. Punch it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But yeah, yeah. I think we're heading to 41, man. I think that's our
That
number.
a diamond guy.
What go on, Russ?
Diamond guy.
Look one.
Where I say, you're a master. I was driving before, and I didn't able to talk before because I was driving. I drive from state to state. I'm a Jamaican, and we tell it like it is, right? You're a
Where you
master.
where you driving?
I drive truck,
On the
state to
freeway
state.
in Jamaica?
No, no, I'm in the US. I'm here.
Up in
One
Queens?
love, one love.
Hear what me saying.
Wow.
Hear what me saying. Right?
Seen?
People,
Seen?
listen what I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm giving you a financial advice. I'm not hating on you or anything like that. I'm just saying, people on YouTube listen to this channel and trade off what they hear, right? They trade off what they hear, what they seen, and trade off it. And when you come on and say, look, I'm going into a short or I'm going into a long and I'm going to do this right now. And then you come and say, oh, I make a mistake. I didn't see this line or see that line. People losing money. So if you're doing
Oh,
a
this is
trade,
what this. Well, guess what, sir?
Hey,
That's a
bro.
personal problem because this is not financial advice,
Yeah,
and
bro.
it's for
This
the
ain't. This ain't.
entertainment
This ain't.
purposes
We.
only.
I'm gonna let him finish, but yeah, he's definitely right, bro. You, if people are coming in here looking to get a trade in, you must be stupid as fuck, bro. Because ain't
Exactly.
nobody doing that. Yeah, nobody is really doing that unless you're a dumbass and doesn't know how to trade yourself. We're over here
Look,
giving technical analysis of
that's,
things we
look,
see,
But you
look,
bro.
can't, but
that's
No,
you
no,
can't,
why
you
no,
can't,
no.
Oh,
you
that,
can't,
You
you
that is
can't
trade.
just
why
assume
people
that.
to this
You
channel
can't assume that
because
nonetheless.
they don't
No,
know.
no. You trade at your own personal. That's your life, sir. If that's what
So
you
the
do,
so the
and
so
you're
the
just waiting for.
professional way of being in public is assume that not everyone is as savvy as you. Assume that some people might hear what you say, misinterpret it, not really know what they're doing. So you
let
want to
me
be careful with what you say to
let me
take.
let me help.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's why I
let me
say
just
not
explain
financial
something.
advice. That's why
Yeah,
I
let
say
me just
non financial advice.
okay. This is the best way I can explain it for you guys. This is the best way I can explain it. The people that make choices based upon what others do is from within themselves. Now, they have, for some reason, come across crypto in this Discord, but they also buying things that other people tell them to buy. They watch things that other people tell them to watch. I mean, is they have that mentality. They just have the bad luck to be brushing with crypto, which is no joke. Now, the good thing about this whole thing, they will learn to make their own choices extremely fast. Because I remember at the beginning, every loss, it was literally like going through a breakup with a woman that I actually love. Like I can't believe the betrayal of this chart. And they will accelerate their thing. So they just have bad luck that when you're young, before you mature, you make choices. You buy Jordans if other people buy Jordans. Although there are people to buy it for collection, which the investment. but they just, we have no responsibility of that. It's the best way
Not
to
even
explain.
Fenros. It's not even that deep. He's got a point, right? You don't come on and shell one thing because without evidence, and it's hard, man. We all talk in jest and off the cuff, but we don't come in here and say Elon Musk tweet because you'll be in big trouble, man. Like it is a community that we're trying to all help each other, and to misrepresent something continuously when you've been told to stop doing it gets people
Oh,
frustrated. Whether you blame it on someone else or others, that's your choice. That's a different matter, Fenros, but he still has a point.
yeah, yeah. I didn't thought that was the subject. I thought the subject was that people make trades based upon some people saying, "Okay, I'm going in
He
right
said
now
he
for a loan." I
might not
didn't
understand.
thought that we're talking about that subject that you mentioned right
Yeah,
now. But it's all good.
no, I'm
I
not
get
saying,
okay.
yeah, and like I'm not saying anything, Fenros, but you may not have heard his tone. He said, "Hear me out here. Let me have a bit of, let me say what I got to say," and then people don't listen. And of course, he's upset a little bit because he's just saying, "Here, let me say something for a minute, brother." And that's this is the problem. But it is serious when people we all talk joking around and pressing the buttons and shit, but there's still a level of professionalism that comes with the trade indications or non-financial. Bitcoin, you don't have to have financial advice anymore. It's a commodity. So
Yeah,
we still like, we joke around when it comes to joking. Like if it's bitches and hoes and it's buttons and shit, then we're joking. But when it's price action, that's supposed to be as accurate as we can deliver it. And if we're not delivering accurate information, we should listen and hear people
it's
out.
you
Yeah,
remember every time I say it's not possible to deliver too accurate information because crypto behave like quantum, like it could go to 3,000 right now, and we will eventually know why it happened, and we just live with our life. As it can go to 150,000 right now, and we will quantify it in a couple of weeks why it did it, and we live with our life. This shit can go anywhere, bro. Nobody can do it, and
exactly.
they will learn. They will learn. They
So,
will also learn that the first girlfriends that they have are not for the rest of their life.
You
They
can have a
just
bush, you can
suddenly
have a
came across
fire or
crypto.
a flood, but we can predict the temperature tomorrow is hotter or colder, Fenros. That's an outlier. That's not true. We're not here to just predict the future through voodoo.
I think there's educated guess, and as long as you're trying to give some logic to it, and you can you can say your logic, and you can portray that with the TA, the technical analysis. I think you have a right to say whatever you want as long as there's TA that's backing it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. But
But
there's a
TA
grey
is
line.
based in different type of techniques, the Wyckoff pattern and
Bro, no
this and
one
that,
fucking
and
knows.
they
This Michael Saylor bought fucking at the top, and he's still buying. And who knows if it's gonna come back to 30? He could have bought, lower. It's just the advice is no one's telling you you're not in duress. No one's holding a gun at your head telling you to buy or do this. Somebody is just giving their input about why they went into a position, why they did it. This is not for you to go motherfucking in. He never said you guys should buy this or you should do this. So you guys, you
Yeah,
gotta be
fair enough.
realistic with yourself. You want to make a decision because somebody else said that. You should do some more TA. Maybe you should go pick up a book and learn how to read TA or technical analysis. That's your job. That's somebody's just giving their input about how they feel and what they see.
they just haven't unlocked that way of thinking because they maturing little by little. I promise you. You just have to, be patient with them.
Yeah, but then they
I
can't
think
come in here and say that
this,
that they made a decision based on whatever somebody said because that's not. No one told you to get in. He's not. No one ever said go do this because this is the right. This is gonna
Oh,
happen.
no, I mean,
100%.
It
My
is
I agree.
specific
inappropriate.
words, my specific words were my theory, my opinion, not financial advice.
But yeah, but how many times would you say not financial advice if this is basically your career? So we will be saying it hundreds of times a day. So they will eventually know that all of this is not financial advice.
Well, like I said, you're supposed to trade at your own risk. So, if you don't want to, like other people are saying here, if you don't want to go ahead and put in the time to learn your stuff, and you want to
I'm
just,
trying to defend them because they don't know much and they just express themselves.
All right. Here's an example. If you go to the casino, if everyone is going in for a bet and everyone's like, "Oh, it should be this play, it should go on, this would happen," That's just feedback. Everyone
I,
thinks this is gonna happen. No one
do you
knows for
actually got
guarantee.
offended by him venting something to the ether of YouTube? Like, did it really got to you guys? You guys haven't built up some rhino skin based upon this chart. If you guys got rattled like that, you guys behaving just like him. You are at his same level. You guys are just trying to. You
But
even the pitch of your voices have
Diamond Guy,
changed.
uh, Diamond Guy, I'm not eating on you, you know. I'm not eating on you. I'm
You
just
Gucci,
saying.
my brother. Wagwan, you
I,
good?
listening. I'm listening to this channel for 2 years or probably more, right? And I never used to know how to trade crypto or anything like that. I know a little now, right? And I used to go by what I'm hearing. I know people said it's not financial advice, but other people out there are listening and trying to buy stuff that they hear people in the YouTube, because we are here trying to give people, we're not giving them advice, but what we see or what we think might happen, and they're going off it. And when you say
That
that
sounds
you
like
are
a
going to
personal. That
come,
sounds like a
Yeah,
personal
your
problem,
way.
bro.
Your
And he
way.
will
That's why
get
you
it.
gotta ask question.
That's
What's your
that sounds like
narrative?
a
What do you
personal
think is a
problem.
range? You gotta ask the questions, or you gotta post that in the chat. Be like, hey, what range are you seeing? What are you like? What's your analysis? You gotta let people put facts out there to base their opinion, so we have facts to base that off of. Like, what are they seeing? Or how are they coming up to that conclusion? It's all valid questions because everyone has their own opinion. We can't ever decide. No one knows what's gonna happen tomorrow, brother.
Exactly.
All I can tell you, Jamaica man, is
and the
this. Let me
YouTube,
tell you. Eventually, you will know that everything in life is completely uncertain, and you can never go by what other people say in absolutely anything. And it's gonna be awesome after you get that, bro. And yeah, you say a few things in a way that it sounds like you putting the blame, not a blame, but you making others more accountable. Let's put it like this, to their words, because they hold a position of some level of power and what you call influence. I get your point, but you right now are helping others to learn faster by trying to tell us that we're supposed to be more responsible, bro, and things like that. But you're good. You just voice it. Other people have said other stuff, from time to time we got somebody that just say a few things out of because and by the way, we're supposed to know how they feel. We've been there. If it feels fucking crazy and you just
uh,
sorry that I'm
I
cursing.
listen to
So you
him.
can
I
vent.
listen, I listen to him and I learn stuff from him. I really learned stuff from him, from what he says about the candle. But I'm saying other people out there in YouTube world that's not able to talk on here, that not able to text, listening and going by what he said.
Okay. For you to
But again,
basically to
that's
be
but that's a personal problem, my
You can't
man's.
go by what anyone says,
That,
bro.
that's
You
that's
have
a
to do
that's
your
a
own
that's
research.
that sounds like a personal problem, bro.
You mind if I
That's
step in?
Well, it's not a personal problem. It's the format and it's the standard that's already been set, and that's basically the
so
kind
you
of
so
the,
you,
stonework. That's the framework that we all agree
I mean,
to. It's in
how
the
many times
it's
has
in the
somebody
terms it's
put
in the terms of service. It's in the terms of service with this group that we're
Yes, sir.
respectful and considerate, and we listen. Don't talk over two people two times in the same sentence, but like give a break and let other people talk. And then also don't be threatening people. We're not calling out nobody like I'm gonna dox you this, I'm gonna dox you that. Boy, I wish I could get my hands on you. None of that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to blame someone and roast them and be a hater, roast them. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. But when you talk about financial advice, but you say this ain't financial advice, but it sounds like it, that's when you're like in gray water, legally speaking, where like, that's why people say that stuff. But it's not just saying not financial advice. You don't need to like break it down to people where they're like, this isn't a signals channel. We're not saying, okay, I'm opening a long here and I think everyone else should if they got a brain on them. Not financial advice. That's financial advice. And then you're saying
Oh,
not financial
correct.
advice, but it
Correct.
is. It's just, it matters in who's listening. If I listen
Bump
to it, I'm not taking it as financial advice. That doesn't mean that there's not other people that are, and it's not a personal problem. It's a reality that occurs in this space. That's why you got to be responsible and
How's
not
everyone
be
doing?
saying,
How's the trades?
not be saying some what's some BS in the terms of like, if you were more experienced and responsible your damn self, you wouldn't have even been saying it in the first place so much, where it's actually getting called out.
Your way. I'm gonna give a door to your imagination and to everybody else. I'm gonna try to do this in the most efficient way.
Oh,
For
right. Oh,
you
yeah.
to become the best possible trade, you have to train your brain to focus more and more and more into only thinking about trading. And when you try to think and quantify what other people will be thinking and the mistake that other people will do, you allocating a percentage of your brain and your thought and things like that to all of that stuff. And you will be training your brain to be to compartmentalize different information. What you have to do is just do meditation, forget about everybody else, laugh here and then to release some dopamine so you can keep working throughout the day for longer with more stamina and things like that. But promise you, my friend, if you are going to be trading, you have to be so focused in this thing, man. Nothing else could bother you. Not even the beeping of fire alarms and things like that. Nothing, absolutely nothing can bother you. You can forget about absolutely anything. The humming of the air conditioning, a baby whining, a loud TV. You don't give up. You know, you just completely inside a war inside your head where nothing can go inside. Do you get it, my friend?
Well said.
You go to turn into a robot. Let's go.
Yeah, and
Pretty
look,
much.
there's two type of people. There's followers that people just want to get something and follow other people, and there's people that are leaders. Leaders do
Yep.
their own research and they take advice and they take you can take a little chip of him, a little chip of him, and go around and do your own research. That's what leaders do. They make decisions based on informative information. They don't follow. Followers, you guys are gonna get sucked up. That's stupid.
What's that? Yeah, there's leaders
But
and
you can't be
followers.
a
Like Ermleaf
leader.
always
You
said,
can't be a leader if there were
there's
no
two types of
followers.
people: leaders and followers. That's the truth.
I step in and say
You
something
can't
here.
even be a leader if there's no followers. It's a symbiotic relationship.
But being a
That's like
follower,
Oh,
the point of
no.
not financial
yeah, yeah,
advice.
yeah.
You're not trying to be the leader or a leader. You're like trying to share perspective in TA, but you don't need to
You
like,
still holding any
you don't need
team
to
for
break
him?
down, you don't need to break down exactly what your plays are because those can be translated into financial advice. Whether someone should or should not hear it as financial advice, people do. And that's why in experience circles and formats like this, we don't do that. We're not giving signals. You're not, that's private. You can get on
Point.
Discord and DMs and see people's private entries, yada, yada. But this is also not just on the Discord. It's going to YouTube to hundreds and thousands of people over weeks and months that aren't on Discord for whatever reason. Not a personal
Might have
problem.
some price action here.
So that's,
All right.
you gotta like keep that, you gotta respect the format, respect the boundaries and be nice to the rules. And if people aren't nice to you, take that as, they're just jealous.
Surprisingly, we might go up. This will be amazing if it happens.
TA-wise, it should pop this, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there, Lucy.
Did your short hit your stop loss, New Jersey? Or are you holding it open?
No, I'm still holding. Like I said, if it goes up, I'll just add to my bag.
Well, it's up right now. What kind of leverage are you on? Like 10x or like crazy?
125.
So just like a small position size.
I mean, it is what it is. If I lose $100, I lose $100.
Yeah, he's just playing a play. May I say
Exactly.
something real quick, guys?
What do you mean if you lose $100, you lose $100?
So,
You should make a
so
contraption with
do
a button
you
that
have
if
a
you
stop
push it, it
loss? Do
hits
you
you
have
in
a
the back
stop
of the
loss?
head.
I
Do you have a
mean, I'm
stop
playing
loss?
with money that I'm okay to risk to lose.
No,
So
the
if I lose,
ego, the ego.
so if I lose $100, I lose $100.
No, protect the ego. Build up that
Uh,
massive winning, you know.
Have you ever been to the casino?
but
There's a $10 tables, there's $10 tables, there's $25 tables, $100 tables, there's $500 tables, there's $1,000 tables, there's private tables. You play at your own risk. That you
exactly.
can
This
choose what risk you
this
want
ain't
to
a
get into.
casino. This ain't a
It is a
casino.
casino, bro. It's real
No,
life.
this is a
Everything
Basically,
is
yeah.
like
this is a zoological experiment.
that.
You're looking at a million. You're looking at millions
We
of
brought
other
one to talk.
animals out there, and you want to like go
Never
with
mind.
where the herd's going. You want to pick with the herd, and if you're wrong, you want to get out early rather than go into liquidation. You don't just lose the $100. It's not. Yeah, that's gambling. That's not what you want to do.
Wow.
You want to have like exit strategy.
I specifically said that I was, I'm a
We called
gambler.
price action before, but rake it up. Thanks, Rob. Can we clear the voice for a second? Thanks, Rob. We called price action. Thank you, guys.
Yo, Fly, I need you to make me a grilled cheese, brother.
It's not major price action, but I don't want anybody to miss it. I'll wait before I say a few things about what you guys are discussing.
Bye! 46.3. Where we going, man? Bye! Bye!
I don't know why people shorting.
We got an eye on the order book here to see if it's clearing out up here, or
Did China end up printing money? I know they were talking about turning the money printers on in China.
We have to drop here right now to validate.
Almost
The order
happening.
book had the last time I looked at it, it had like 3,000 Bitcoin sitting at 46.7.
okay. Well, the only reason I say that is because we've been dancing across here because they keep pushing the sales down every time it dips a little bit. They've been pushing the sales down. I'm waiting for them to let it go, if they do.
Looking at the RSIs, on a regular RSI, not the stock RSI, if we get above that 142 right now, it's going to keep going. If we stay under the 142, then it's going to continue going down. But it all depends if it goes above it. Oh,
Liquidations levels push up there pretty far, or they stop.
Yeah. So then it's gonna literally come down to this right here, right now. If this RSI stays under 140, if the RSI stays under 142.16, so 142.16 on the purple line, yellow 121.75. If it stays under that line right now, then we have the bearish divergence that I was hoping for.
Let's hopefully it gets a 50% retracement of this 5-minute candle and pushes it back. We'll see.
A 5-minute chart, in case anybody's wondering.
May I say something that wanna make me laugh? I wanna bet $100 and like the last 40 trades who got less wrong. Like I show my last 40 trade and like somebody that wanna go ahead and show the last 40 trade and who has less wrong, you have the green, you're good, or you have the red, you lost that, and we counted at 40 and we see how many we have green and how many we have red. $100.
Yeah, but how much are you winning though?
What?
I think he meant like putting it into a pool.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you can have 40 greens, but if you getting like $20 profit, and someone hit a big green and they won like 10K, and they have more losses than you, and they're only losing like $50, $100. I mean, sure, man.
Just lose small, win big. That's all. You're not going to win every one for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Got 6 seconds left. 2, 1, boom. We're going down.
Oh yeah, so this this wick happened on the 15-minute because of that supply that's going on. And now they have another 3,000 Bitcoin sitting at 46,500.
Are they dragging it down? Yeah, it might be
Yeah,
dragging
because
it.
it was at no.
They keep filling it then, or do they?
Yeah,
Are they?
no.
Are they washing it? Are they pulling it? That's what That's what I'm thinking. That they're going to push hard and then pull it.
FBI, open up!
That's the only thing I'm keeping an eye on right now.
You know what? This thing is frozen. I'm using the Kimba, but looks like it's frozen right now.
There's my 50%
I love when
retracement.
I love when Kimba gets frozen and you don't realize it for like 6 whole hours. Then you're like, oh.
Yeah, well, because the liquidations are going through on the right, but yeah, the vein's not.
That's what I mean. Like the main chart will get frozen, and it's like you'll be trying to like decipher it for like hours before you realize it. You're like, oh, this shit ain't moving.
Yeah, I have a backup. Hold on. Here we go.
You have a backup YouTube channel?
Yeah. This one's just a live book map.
Well, I'm not getting too crazy right now.
It looks like 46,500 is gonna be
I think Kimba's Kimba might be doing that on purpose just to like troll.
Let's go.
Do you watch Kimba's regular
No,
or whatever?
no. It's funny though. I'll watch
that dude is crazy. I can't fuck with him.
The people like become lions or whatever in YouTube chat. All of a sudden they're members, and I'm like, oh, he must be doing something on Twitch.
Man, I don't even get down with him. I'm like, stuck my toe in the water, like took a sip. No, I'm good.
No, I've never even watched
kind of annoying.
videos.
Sorry. 1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who runs brings out the carts on a forklift.
Training competitions
What
with
happened?
his team before, where they like smashed it.
No, he's good. He's definitely good. He's just when
he's over my head.
When he starts doing his mannerisms and his yeah, and all that shit, it's annoying as hell.
Yeah, I can't deal with that shit. All that like black, all that black scent.
Who you guys talking about?
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
He's a super experienced, skilled trader, but like he's like trying to like scream and shout like it's a game and like he's on a game show, like he's a game show host. It's like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like he's like way too much. But I like his resources.
There's definitely a lot of resistance happening at 46.5. 46,
Somewhere between 700 billion and a
so they're just all lined up.
billion
There's
dollars.
270 Bitcoin sitting at 46,500. But if they pull this away, like I feel like this is sitting up here to like lead the price action up there. They could always just remove it. There's 690 Bitcoin sitting at 48,000, and then
are you pulling that off book map or order books?
This is off book map. And then there's There's 525 Bitcoin sitting at 47,800. So there's some good Bitcoin to eat.
Just like dangling up there.
Yeah, the most being at 48. No.
We're hoping for a wick, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like
So
Binance is trying to push this over 50K though, because these
what
all
is
these
Asia
exchanges
gonna
once they
do?
get the liquidations, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm going to say
What is
something
Asia going to do this next
outrageous.
session? Are they going to
I have
continue this
never been
uptrend?
particularly poor.
That's what I'm seeing. But
You mean the EU?
well, no, we're like, I guess towards the end of the Asian session, the last third of it.
Yesterday they didn't sell off.
I mean, why would they're not selling off
Joe
yet.
Biden, wake up.
They haven't sold off.
Why you would sell?
Well, China is definitely buying more Bitcoin overall. Their economy is collapsing in front of everyone.
That's true.
I see a bearish divergence in Bitcoin 5 minutes.
Are they allowed to own Bitcoin? China now?
What's the Dixie doing? What's the Dixie doing right now?
So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who runs brings out the carts on a forklift. What happened?
It's just going sideways.
Did anybody even realize that Tame also thinks it's going to go down?
The Dixie is on right now. I think it's closed for like an hour a day or 45 minutes a day or something.
Yeah, but if it breaks that angular support, it will. But right now it's above.
Don't be rude. Quiet, quiet. You are fake news.
Why you drew that line? Because that red box is not a full indication like usual. So he drew that line because it was chasing down, as you can see from the high point of that 5-minute candle. So when he did that, you can see where it was trying to maintain support above it. And then obviously it broke out above it, as the same way that you said. And now we're just trying to maintain above it. We'll probably come down and retest, and that'll be a good indication that we're still moving up. But if not, we're going to fall back into that wedge. 45.6 range. Lots.
Does YouTube hear the sound bites now?
I don't think so.
That's funny. On the 15-minute, do you see a nice little just classic bull pennant that we're at the end of right now?
Oh, they're hearing the sound bites.
Maybe they're allowed to be on after a certain time because it's Doge after dark.
Tame said that they're not supposed to be on YouTube.
Tame
you
told
want
his
to
brother
fix
to
that,
get
bud.
on here, man.
Yeah, people think we're financial advisors and shit on here. You might want to get on here and explain
They heard everything.
that if someone's losing a shit ton of money listening to us and trading by what we say, they must be a novice trader. And they should not be doing that. Second of all, you do not know any of our track records. We could all just be lying. You have no clue. So I would definitely reference everything that we say. Thirdly, if you want financial advice, please contact a financial advisor. Thank you.
I like that.
Jesus
I
Christ.
agree with you, Rob. I agree with you, brother. Because
I'm in the middle of this. I feel like a bad guy. I'm just adjudicating here, all right? Make it clear.
Unless one of us has a knife to your throat or a gun to your head saying, hit that button or you will die. Then, at that moment, you can say that. Until then,
exactly what my
that
point was
person-
earlier, Rob.
that person should not be trading that much money and losing their quote unquote ass by listening to us. They should be managing that and using a lot of risk management. That's all I got to say. This is not financial advice. Please understand that.
Man, I got a sawed-off shotgun. You better hit that buy button. And then how do I get this?
Yo,
Then
Gears,
how do
it's
I
so
get this
funny.
Bitcoin?
Thanks for waiting and listening. Thank you.
It's so funny that Gears said that because he is absolutely right. If you ask a financial advisor, he would tell you not to buy crypto. He'll tell you to buy stocks and bonds.
That's exactly what they told me. They're like,
Yep.
and I was like, well, can you give me like 20% APY? And he's like, I can get you 0.003.
Dude, it
Well,
sucks that my
I did.
401k, I can't move it over to Bitcoin's ETF, or I can't move it over to Bitcoin at all until I cash it out. And to cash it out, I have to be not working there anymore. So it freaking sucks. I've been trying to switch over my 401k over.
Mm-hmm. Just funny is once you put a certain amount of money in your bank account and they see that, a financial advisor automatically contacts you to see what you want to do with your money. I told them, where were you when I had none? You know, where were you
Boys,
not to get me to this point?
They
Right.
won't
So,
help you.
I'm gonna tell you one
yeah.
thing. I'm a CPA. I own my own tax firm, and I do a lot of stuff. And I see a lot of people that have a lot of money talking to financial advisors. Most of these motherfuckers lose money. Get that through your head. Most of these financial advisors are guessing. They're just trying to make that couple whatever their return is. They're trying to pocket that for themselves.
Yes, sir.
That's all they're trying to do.
They're
So
doing
if
the
You need to
same
look.
thing we're doing.
You need to look at
yeah,
their
I'm a
track record.
CPA. I'm a certified public accountant, registered, licensed in America right now, boys. So I'm telling you, non-financial advice anytime I say something. But you must be stupid if you think some YouTuber is going to tell you what to do and you're going to buy off that instinct.
Not stupid, just not understanding how to trade. Just you're very
Yeah,
risky with
but
your money.
hang on a minute though. I
That's
got
not
Just
understanding the
ignorance. Not
difference of.
stupidity. It's ignorance.
hang
That's
on a
all.
minute. Let me say something then in argument against that. I might not open a trade if someone says something, but if someone says something, I might jump on, pull over in the car and have a look at something. And if that keeps happening and I keep pulling over because someone keeps saying something that's not legit and they keep doing it, it's going to get pretty cheesy.
All right,
You're not
everybody to the
adding any
basement. We're gonna
value.
jump off a cliff. Let's go. Are you gonna follow us? No. So stop.
Yeah, but I might buy a backpack
Just
and
like
shit. I might have gone down the shop and wasted half my day getting invested in
fine.
jumping.
This goes back to when you're a
Also, you
kid
gotta
cheating off your buddy, and your
That's
buddy doesn't know the answers. So just
you also
learn that
gotta
in
remember.
elementary school. This is
You also
this
gotta
is like
remember we're all grown folks that can be responsible for ourselves. But some of us are at the edge of a bridge right now. And I'm
all
not
right.
talking about
So
myself personally. I'm saying that there are people that are literally at the edge of a bridge. That's another reason why, you don't just. This isn't.
yeah,
We're not in a. We're not in a
But
bar.
if, if but if you but if they're at the end of
We're
the
in a safe
bridge, they
space.
shouldn't be playing. They shouldn't be trading crypto.
You know
exactly.
what? That's not even for you to have a perspective on because you don't know them. So bottom line, you got to just understand that there are people that are like having it rough, and they are on the edge. That's why you take that into account and keep this a safe, professional space.
The best we can.
Fair,
So
Yeah,
fair enough.
that's
The
what I
best
was
you can. The
defending
best you
the your way guy early because he could be at the edge of that bridge, and maybe that was the last thing he could have said.
maybe
What
contact
makes you
Cayman and
think?
say, hey,
What
Well,
makes you think I'm not at the edge of a bridge?
Cayman.
But even
Hey,
then, he listened to one little statement for 5 minutes about someone else explaining some technical analysis, and he jumped into it. He could be
So
listening to any other YouTube, watching a video right now, and he's going to jump into a trade because a YouTuber said, "Oh, well, bullets is going to go wherever it's going to go." Like, come on, get real, guys.
this is a gambler. It's not a trader.
I think it's just the power of decision. Let's say you fall in love with a girl that is just destroying your life. Everybody around your family can see it. They keep telling you to let her go. You don't let her go. You keep doing your choices. You keep suffering. What is the difference?
Sounds like a
So
personal problem.
it's from within the mind.
It sounds like
The
it sounds
ability of
like a
making good
personal.
choices. The ability to making good choices come from within the mind when you reach certain level of maturity in combination with discipline. You can reach maturity and not have discipline. You don't have the full combination. And you can have discipline without having maturity, and you will just could be disciplined to go party and stay up when you asleep. Use your discipline to like not go to sleep at 4 a.m. And we have done it. Think about it.
So is that not your own
Respect your
fault?
money.
Is that a personal problem? What's going on in
Respect
there?
your money. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
but they will figure it out that it's their problem. You'll see. They just cannot see it.
At the end of the day, you got to be responsible for your own life.
Mm-hmm. They'll get it eventually.
So on the end note of this, get some books,
we are
start
keepers of one
listening.
another.
You know what I
We
mean?
are our
And then
brother's keepers, you know?
teach
Keep
yourself
each other
and
self.
get your
Keep
shit
each other
together.
safe.
Yep,
Like
eat healthy, go
I
to the
am my
gym and
brother's
stuff like
keeper. I am obligated to keep my brother safe, and in doing that, I'm responsible. I'm not gonna potentially lead them astray and just be like but not financial advice. Not really understanding that some of our brothers are,
We're
that's just
showing
like
each other.
Yeah,
Like,
but now let me give you something from experience here. Let's say, for example, your brother just keeps doing the wrong thing. Your brother keeps going to jail, or your brother just keeps, doing all this stuff and hanging out in the streets. And no matter what you do, at the end of the day, your brother's going to choose to do whatever your brother's going to do. You can try to protect him all you want, but at the end of the day, guess what? Your brother's gonna. It's like the same thing with your kids. You can go ahead and protect your kids all you want. You can give them all the advice in the world. But at the end of the day, once they're out in the real world, they're going to make their own choices and their own decisions. And at the end of the day, you have to accept that. You got to accept that your daughter or your son is going to go ahead and they're going to go ahead and mess around with that fool. They're going to go ahead into that party and get super drunk. Or they're going to go ahead and mess up in school. At the end of the day, that's going to be their responsibility. So at the end of the day, you can teach somebody and you can help somebody and you can try to protect somebody. But at the end of the day, you got to make a decision that the only person you can worry about is yourself. Because at the end of the day, when that day is done and that point has come, there's nothing you can do about it. Your kid or your son or your brother, they're going to do whatever they want to do.
Exactly. That's a lot of end of the days.
but,
All
you
right, I
don't
need
want
to
to
smoke one after that.
you don't want to lead them astray by
Exactly.
misrepresenting something that you said. You said something and they just misrepresented it. They miscommunicated it, and
Yeah,
you
like
just want to
Oh shit.
you want to be respectable. Like I said, this ain't a bar. We're not in here drunk. You know what I mean? We're in here like in controlled conversations about
Show each other stuff.
about the markets. We're not really talking about like specifics of like entries and getting that's like for other kind of channels.
Mostly size of
Well,
backhoes, bro.
end of the day,
exactly.
bro, just do your own DD, man. Don't listen to nobody else. That's it.
Yeah, please learn.
Simple as
Please
that.
learn.
Yeah, and learn, bro. Learn, do
Please
your
teach
DD,
yourself.
do your own
Yeah.
trades.
You shouldn't even be trading in liquidations or leverage trading if you don't know TA.
Exactly.
Basics.
If you're a gambler, then do what you want, man.
Big bag.
Yeah, I guarantee if you were pretty adamant, like I really want to learn, I really want to be on here, I really can't afford it, but I'd love to be on here, I'd really want to learn. I think might work with somebody, but it's about learning and seeing what we see or what somebody else sees, even though, it might not be a diamond pattern. Who fucking cares, dude? Just
Yeah,
what
but
does he see? What is he seeing that we don't? Okay, it didn't play out. Okay, then move on. If it did, okay, wait a minute. What? Hold on a second. What did you see? Try to repeat that process, regardless. That's all it
Exactly. I
is.
mean, and that's why I put all the information up on Discord to show people what I was seeing.
Yeah, I think it's fine, man. Everything's all
Yeah,
good.
it
I
is.
think I sent you that book too, so you can take a look at that. It's all
Oh, you're
about
the one that
showing
sent
each
me
other,
that
man.
book. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah.
actually that was good read.
Yeah,
What
you
book you
just
talk
scroll through a
about?
little bit and just look at percentages of those trades, and that's a big help. Just something to reference, man. That's people pay money for information, and if you're getting some of it for free here, obviously cross-referencing everything we say, because who knows if someone's right or someone's wrong. We try to correct somebody if someone's wrong, but it's the way it is, man. You gotta learn, guys, girls, whatever. You gotta teach yourself. I'm just talking to people that apparently lost their ass by just hearing what we say and if we're wrong. Because, we can big it's pumping and then a candle down to 30 grand. We didn't see that coming. If not, we wouldn't even be on here. We'd be on our yachts, so we're all still learning here. So just be aware of that, people that, don't know a lot of trading. Everybody else, obviously, this is old news to everyone else, but that's it.
Well,
I'm off my soapbox.
I know I jumped on my soapbox, but you can't ever blame anyone if you lose a trade. You lose a trade, you lose a trade, especially on leverage. You lose
I'd rather
everything.
blame myself. Yep,
Oh
Um,
yeah,
exactly. So
brother.
I hate being mad at somebody else. I'd rather scratch my own car. You scratch my car, I'm like, bro.
There's a lot
Me,
of
I'm like,
mad at people before, but never blame them for your trade. You do have to blame
oh,
your trade.
right,
Always.
dude. I don't want to be like, screw you, D Block, you're wrong. He'd be like, no, I
Oh yeah,
left and saw that and sold, and I went and worked out. I wasn't still in that trade. You said you were. What?
I
What?
never.
I wasn't gonna run on and be like, everybody, I'm out of the trade. No, I'm gonna do my thing. You should have saw that. Like, get real, man.
No, you can't. You'll kill yourself if you. Anyway, if you're looking
Anyhow.
back, you go crazy.
Just
So I got
be
a
respectful.
I got a double divergence on that RSI for a bearish move.
I'll be clear. He said, I got, not there is. All right, so let's all be cool.
I said I got right.
You did. I was like, let's
You
be
did, you
clear.
did.
Yeah, I
uh,
got a bearish divergence on 5-minute RSI. So
I
All
got
right, love all you guys.
$3.50. I'll buy that from you.
I'm sorry.
I said I got 350.
You got 350. What that mean?
I thought you had a bearish divergence.
I got a double bearish
Let me
divergence.
get that. Double's even better. Let me buy that from you.
I mean, what is that supposed to mean?
Are you selling it?
Bro, what is you talking about, bro? What is going on?
What the fuck?
Exactly. Hex to $100. Let's go.
Oh, he's got 100. He's got 100. Do we got 100 to
I
buy?
got actually I added to the bag.
Wait a minute. Did you just deface a government property by doing this? Is that a federal offense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whatever y'all saying went that shit went over my head.
Federal.
You guys cracking me up a lot.
All right, there you are. All right, man. But we found you, though. Man.
Wait a second.
Bitcoin buy pressure here.
Yep. Wait a
I
second.
like that. Let him cook.
The second bearish divergence might not be a second. Let's see. Hold on a second.
1.2 billion.
I got
So you go ahead and you
RSI
stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who runs the brings out the carts on a forklift. What happened?
If it passes that 129.69, then slash what I said.
Salute.
Oh, turn red, and it's a wick. Let's see if it holds. 2 minutes left on the. Yeah, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. It has to stay underneath 129.69 on the RSI.
Why does that have to stay underneath? Just curious.
So it's because of the fact that this candle went up higher than the last wick up on the 5-minute. Then it created almost like a cup. You see that part on the 5-minute?
Oh, I see what you're seeing. I'm just saying it because it's a little bit more explanation.
If you look at the RSI, not the stock RSI, but actually the stock RSI is doing the same thing. So if you notice, the stock RSI on the start of that cup on the left side, on the first wick, on the wick before this one, it's lower than the one on the right. So on the RSI, it shows higher. So if you look at that pattern, it did the same thing right before that one. So right now, if this happens to come down and it doesn't pass that RSI, it's bearish because the candles show that the left side is lower than the right side, but the RSI is showing differently. So when that happens, do you understand what I'm saying or no?
Yeah, I see what you're
I
saying.
just
I'm seeing
I
it.
just see a flag. If it breaks out beyond that high point, we're going on. That's all I'm
I
looking
mean, it's
at
about
right
passive right now, bro.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it has to pass the 129.69 RSI. If it passes that, then yeah, it's golden to go up, as you said. But if it stays under, then it's another bearish divergence.
Well,
It's 30.
tack on if it starts in
right
liquidation
on.
with fuel,
So
so it'll erase that, you know.
yeah, we got 22 seconds left. It just has to stay under that 129.
What
129.
market's opening right now? Is something opening real soon here, or is this gonna be like a fake? I'm just curious.
Let's see if
China,
it breaks.
China, no.
Somewhere between 700
Pretty
billion
early.
and $1,300 billion.
Okay.
It's usually around this
Oh,
time.
it's
Eastern
it
time.
stayed under.
Anybody on the order book? Is that thing filling up, or is it emptying?
It stayed under. So I mean,
Wow.